How's it going, people? Today I'm going to be talking about Bloodshot in Blu-ray and 4K. And if you were wondering like where I was and why this took me so long, I actually just had my second child and I'm actually quite busy and without sleep right now. This is absolutely like the first time that I could actually film this. So what I'm trying to say is if things are late on the channel just by a little bit, just understand that that is the reason for it. With that being said, I actually talked about Bloodshot when it was available digitally, and you can check that out right over here. And you know what? That is where my movie review will be. And so then we're going to go straight into the video quality here, starting off with the Blu-ray. This movie looks pretty damn good on Blu-ray. You know, it was shot all digitally. You can definitely tell there is clarity here for days. It looks awesome. Very, very consistently so, what I would say, even in darker scenes, which is sometimes a problem with clarity. It gets a little bit soft on standard Blu-rays as far as when darker scenes are. And then when you get into the detail work here, I feel like the detail work is a standout, with this looking just so detailed when it comes to facial features, and a lot of the CGI actually has a decent amount of detail to it when it comes to the individual particles that are spewing out of Vin Diesel in this movie. And yes, when this movie gets silly, when this movie gets ridiculous, when this movie has more CGI elements to it, you can see more detail in it. Along with that, you get a lot of city landscapes that looked really good as well. I feel like this is a really damn good looking Blu-ray. Black levels are excellent, and yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is good. And then when you get into the 4K copy here, this movie was actually given a 4K digital intermediate. Now, this movie actually looks awesome in 4K. Everything that I expected it to look like when I saw the digital stream. More consistency, even more clarity, and just razor sharp lines. And I mean razor sharp. When you're talking about the opening scene when Vin Diesel is in that random war zone, wherever it was, I feel like that scene is just a perfect representation of this transfer as a whole. It looks great, and you can see so much fine lines in it. It is so crisp and clear. And then detail work in that scene as well is excellent when you're getting into him breaking into the building and the bricks along the building, when you're talking about the close-ups of him actually going inside of it. It is all excellent, and you can see just the weathering and the wear and tear on the bricks as he goes into that building. Great stuff. And then when you're talking about facial features, it gets a decent bump up from the Blu-ray. You can see every pore on everybody's face. And like I said, CGI isn't that bad here either, with the exception of one scene in an elevator. That scene does get a little wonky, but other than that, the CGI holds up great in 4K with a decent amount of detail to it. But the star of the show has to be the HDR here. It is amazing. You know, straight, again, from the opening scene, you can see just the green hues popping off of the screen. And that is just all throughout the film. Not the green hues, but a lot of the hues that they want to concentrate in the scene that they are in. It just really comes through. You get a lot of dark, deep reds that come through at times. And then when you're talking about the black levels, I feel like you can see so deep into them. It is crazy. And then when you're talking about just blinding white lights that you will need your sunglasses for, this is where it's at. And this definitely steps up the 4K presentation here. And you know what? I got to give it a 10 out of 10. And as far as the audio here, now if you buy this on Blu-ray, you get a DTS HD 5.1 mix that is fine. It's actually pretty damn good. You know, you get a lot of speaker separation with the front speakers to the back speakers. You get constant action in the back speakers to the point where at some point in time, something's always going on, which is really good. Bass response is excellent, and you get a whole lot of clarity, and you know what? No problems with the overall levels. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's really good. But then we got to talk about this Dolby Atmos mix that is on the 4K disc. It will make you want to just throw away that Blu-ray because this Dolby Atmos mix is awesome. I love it. Right from the get-go, speaker separation is just amped up here immensely. With the gunfights in the opening scene, and then with the whip pans that happen when you're in a lot of the more CGI heavy, like in Vin Diesel's head moments that happen towards the middle of the film, a lot of the speaker separation in those particular scenes are really, really just spot on. Surrounds are constantly being used, and they sound excellent. And a matter of fact, even the way back speakers, the surround back speakers are just always working as well. That is great. Height speaker work is definitely here, and whether it's ambient noises or it's gunshots going off or a lot more of like the special powers that Vin Diesel has in this film, all of it definitely comes through the height speakers very, very well, but that isn't actually the star of the show here. The star of the show is the bass response because it will kick your ass. It will kick your house's ass, and it will kick your ass as well. This thing just rattled my entire house. And as a matter of fact, that's why I had to wait to watch this, because I didn't want the new baby to actually be in the house when I watched it, because it kicks that much. This is all around just a outstanding mix. I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. This is reference quality material, people. And then when you get into the digital copy here, this is a Movies Anywhere digital copy, which means that you can get this on iTunes and on Vudu and get the 4K copy with the Dolby Atmos as well. And then when you get into the special features here, all of them are on the Blu-ray. You know, you get the standard deleted scenes. You get an alternate opening of the film. You also get some outtakes. You get a very small making of doc. This is very standard, but serviceable. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. And getting into my last looks at Bloodshot. This movie is pretty much everything that I expected it to be. I didn't expect to go into this movie and absolutely love it. I just expected just a campy, good B-movie time that was absolutely ridiculous. And this movie is absolutely ridiculous. It has logicals in it that just will blow your mind. And it is the just epitome of leave your brain at the door. But if you can, I do feel like you will have some amount of fun with this movie, just because of the fact that it really goes for what it wants to actually achieve. And whether it actually achieves that or not is up to you to determine. But I can always admire and acknowledge a film that actually sets out to do that and just isn't lazy. And for that reason, I gave Bloodshot a 6 out of 10 when I reviewed it on the digital stream review. And as far as my overall scores for Bloodshot, on Blu-ray it comes out to a 27 out of 40, and on 4K it comes out to a 30 out of 40. If you liked this movie, you will get a demo-worthy disc as far as, especially in 4K, as far as video quality and audio quality here. It is really damn good, and one that I think that I'm going to be going back to. So coming up next on the channel, I do have to watch 47 Ronin tonight, and then I also have The Mask of Zorro coming to me. I have a lot of stuff coming for this channel, and you guys to look forward to. With that being said, thank you all for watching. You guys are awesome. I don't even say it because you all know it, and I will see all of you next time.